welcome to another favourites video. Let's start with watching recommendations. I have 3 recommendations for you. The first is The Spanish Princess, which has a 6.7 out of 10 on IMDb if you're curious. It's a historical drama following Princess Catherine of Aragon, who is betrothed to Prince Arthur. When he suddenly dies, her place in court is thrown into question, but then she sets her eyes on Prince Harry, who is the new heir, which actually turns out to be Henry VIII. So I really enjoyed this TV show. I got right into it and really into the lives of these historical characters and the drama and intrigue that was in there. I've heard it recommended by a few other people, so if you did watch it, let me know what you thought. The next recommendation is Stranger Things, which everyone is raving about. At first, I'll be honest, I thought the first episode was really slow and really hard for me to get into. I wasn't really enjoying it, but then quickly after that, it was good. It was real good, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So if you don't know, it's a sci-fi horror series by the Duffer Brothers. It's in its 3rd season now, so there's 2 other seasons you need to watch if you need to catch up. And this one is set in the summer of 1985. And last season they shut the portal to the Upside Down, but given the nature of Stranger Things, things get a little twisty and a little strange, and otherworldly things start happening and they're in danger again, and it's just, I really enjoyed it. The last recommendation for you to watch is a YouTube channel, Girl Gone Green. I found her YouTube channel at the beginning of the month when I was researching like going more zero waste in my household and things like that, and I just love her videos. She focuses on sustainability and zero waste living, and her videos just feel like a hug and I just love them. Also, she gave me the idea to store food in jars, which is genius. Like it's like we have a tiny freezer, and that hack is really space saving for like storage of foods. So I would highly recommend her channel if you just need a big dose of positivity. I don't know what it is, but I just love her vibe. So let's move on to book recommendations. I have 2 books. The first one is, I'm not even finished reading, but it's Reasons to Stay Alive by Haig. This book was recommended to me by Tallulah, so thank you so much for your recommendation. I'm really enjoying it so far. It basically documents his journey of depression and anxiety and what it's like in his mind, and I don't know, it's just kind of comforting the way that I feel sometimes being translated into a book that's being published and other people feel it, and I know that other people feel it, but sometimes just reading that stuff makes you feel less alone. So if you're going through it, or if you know someone who is, I would highly recommend this book. 10 out of 10, probably going to be one of my favourite self-helpy books ever as well. It's going to go on one of those lists. And then the next book I have to recommend is A Court of Frost and Starlight, which is like a novella to the Court of Thorn and Roses series. So I wasn't ever going to read this because the reviews pretty average. People were like, oh, this book is shit, but honestly it just felt like being with friends and I loved it. It just felt so comforting because A Court of Mist and Fury is like one of my favourite books ever now, so much so that Luke's reading it with me at the moment. This happens after the 3rd book, which is Aqua War, and this one it's like a Christmas special and it's just them hanging out and being friends, and it feels comforting and I loved it. So yeah, I was gonna throw this book in. My stepdaughters and Luke got this for me for my birthday, and it's just, I wasn't gonna read it, but then I did and it was worth it. So if you're questioning it, read it because it's like being with friends again. The next category is things, which is really broad, I know, but there's no other category that I could think to put these things in. I'm gonna start with like wellness related things that have been really improving my life. Insight Timer is one of them. It's an app for meditation. It also has music on it and I believe like talks and stuff, but I use it for meditation. It's completely free and it's just filled with so many different types of meditation. You can search up what you're looking for and it's all categorized under like different things depending on what you need that day, and I've just been loving it. It's just a great resource for when I need a meditation, but I don't have one. It's like an endless library, and the fact that it's free is even more cool. I've just been really enjoying the vastness and the variety of people on there, and you can find something that really aligns and connects with you. So if you're looking for some meditation, definitely check it out, because you can sort it by duration, you can sort it by what they're about, there are under categories, you can sort it by your favorite teacher. I'm just really enjoying Insight Timer, so 10 out of 10 would recommend you that. The next thing is like trackers, which oh, how cool am I? One of my favorites is tracking things in my bullet journal, but last month in June I started using a tracker, which I've never used before, but it's super helpful at helping me to remember things and to keep myself like accountable. I have been really good since tracking at doing things like meditation and journaling. They're things that I wanted to incorporate daily, but having the tracker has really helped because I get to fill in a little square, which is like silly but so rewarding. Like getting to fill in squares, just, I don't know, there's something about it. Speaking of meditation and journaling, I've really been enjoying the morning routine sort of habit that I've created this month, and that is I wake up, I go downstairs and I meditate, and then I do some morning journaling. I think it's really good. I'm approaching meditation and my morning journaling as something I like to do, but if I miss it, I'm not going to beat myself up about it. But in saying that, I have noticed that by meditating so much and by doing journaling in the morning, I don't know, I'm looking after myself a whole lot better, and I'm more present, and it's really helping. Finding that stillness in the morning is just so peaceful, and it just makes such a wild difference to my day. So that's definitely one of my favorites. The other thing that's my favorite is my own video, and that's the goals review or reflection. Not the video itself, but I've actually just enjoyed the process of going back through my goals that I set at the beginning of the year and seeing where I am and what happened. Like, it actually gave me a big motivation and positivity boost, because I didn't actually think I had done that much, but then when I looked at what I had set myself to achieve, there were a lot of things that I wanted to be proud of myself for, and I feel like that's really important. So if you haven't done a goals review, I highly recommend doing it, because it shifted my perspective on how this year's been so far. You'll probably find that you're doing so well. Our minds are just like really trained to find that negative shit going on, you know? So have a look at what you set yourself, because I'm sure that it's good. The next thing is incredibly random, but it is a favourite. I'm specifically talking about is a toothbrush. Like the best biodegradable toothbrush I've used. I have used wooden toothbrushes like this for the past year, but this one is just like never gonna buy a different one, because it's like rounded and it's like just fits in my hand real well, and the bristles are really hard, and I like a hard toothbrush. It's a toothbrush, I know, but it's a wooden toothbrush, it's biodegradable, and I think it has charcoal bristles or something, but oh my god, like revolutionizing how I brush my teeth every day. Like, it makes it enjoyable, which is weird, but I just had to put it in my favorites video because I actually really love it. So if you're in the market for a toothbrush, go find it at the Saucebox Foods in Milford. Really love it. Okay, enough about toothbrushes. The next two favorites are actually birthday presents. So the first one I'm going to talk about is this bad boy. It's a Wacom Tablet, and oh, this is from Luke, and I adore it. So at work I use a Wacom Tablet all the time to edit. It's much bigger, but for the purposes of at home, I just wanted a small one so that I could handwrite titles and stuff, and maybe delve into the world of computer drawing. What is that? Digital art? I don't know, we'll see. But this is gorgeous, and the cool thing about it is it's also wireless. So literally connects to my computer via Bluetooth, and I adore it. And it's like brilliant and I just love it so much, so thank you. Had to put that in my favourites. The next favourite is another present, which is from my mum. She got me some, actually she got me a lot of like tarot and oracle cards for my birthday. She's really into them and I grew up using them, so I wanted some to use myself. She got me this set by Rebecca Campbell called Work Your Light, and they weren't a set that I thought, I'd seen them online before and I just thought, oh yeah, you know, they're like very collagey and they're probably not going to align with me. Then I got them. The first day I used them, I was like, these, oh, got shivers, like, it just made me feel like they were written for me and I felt really connected and aligned with them. So that's why they are one of my favourites this month. The next favourite is Instagram, which I know is a bit random, but I have been approaching my Instagram this month from a very different standpoint to I have in the past, and I've been putting a little bit more effort into it. I don't know, I just changed my vibe on it, more aligned with me. I've also been making these little quote things and I've been really enjoying it. Last weekend I started to minimize like the amount of time I spend on it, and I thought I'd do every Sunday off of Instagram. It's like the only social media platform I really use, but I thought it would be good so that I stop kind of consuming everyone else's work and just allow ideas of my own to come to fruition. So yeah, I've really been enjoying creating on Instagram, which is strange. I've sort of been approaching it like microblogging because I haven't actually blogged in a long time. So that's the way I've been approaching it. Then my last favourite is plants, which I'm so here for. Our house is turning into a little bit of a jungle and I'm all about it. So yeah, plants are my favourite. The monstera is growing wild. I think I've mentioned this in many videos before, but it's just, I just love them and I love the way it makes our house super green. And it's always been something that I wanted to incorporate into my own home when I had one, and voila, our house is filled with flowers. I got some new plants for my birthday. I think both of them were ficuses, and I also got a pea plant. What do you call those? A string of pearls. And I just love the greenery. It makes my heart so happy and it's beautiful. So those are my favourites. Another month gone by, which is absolutely wild, and more than that, we're now even further into the second half of the year, so it's crazy. July is over, which is my birthday month, and I actually had a really good birthday this month. It wasn't like spectacularly amazing, but it was also the first birthday in a long time where I haven't cried, which is great. Had an alright July. I've been focusing more on doing things that light me up and bring me joy and asking myself that question when I make decisions, and I think that I've been really aligning with myself a little bit more, which is cool. And I feel like I'm going through this transformation, like I don't really know how to explain it, but yeah, it's been an up and down month as always, but it's also been a good month. If you have any favourites, let me know down below, because let's get a discussion going, and I'd love to hear what you're loving this month, because good vibes are great vibes. And yeah, sending you all the love and light in this world that I can muster. And I will see you in my next video.